Hey guys, Steph B Sanity, welcome back to my channel. So I am so excited to start a new series on my channel where I actually fill out the bullet journal with you guys. I mean, I've never been so excited about a video that I've done. This is something I haven't seen done before, but I know a lot of you want to see how we actually fill out our bullet journals from the videos that you watch of us setting up for the month. And that's what I'm going to do. It's going to be very real. It's going to be very raw. And I'm going to actually share with you everything that I write. I think that's a good way for you guys to get to know me a little bit and also to inspire you guys to actually sit down each day and use your bullet journal. So that's what I'm going to do. I am compiling clips from each day of the week and I'm putting them together to show you everything I fill out throughout the week in my bullet journal. And as I continue this series, you might notice that maybe I skip a day here or there, but I make up for it to stay consistent overall. So yeah, I'm going to share all those parts with you guys and I'm really excited. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on these types of videos. So anyway, let's get started. And of course, we're starting with the daily log. And I have a few dates that I actually am going to fill out here just from what I know as of now. So I'm writing that I'm going to a comedy show on the 16th. One of my favorite date night ideas. You guys have got to go to a comedy show if you've never been. And then on the 12th, I'm going to an O's game. And then on the 18th, Kenny starts his new job. I just want to record that, and then I have like a separate schedule that I write his hours on just so that I'm aware and I don't have to ask him a million times. And then moving on to the wellness tracker, I'm drawing little bars to indicate my overall health. Those little waves that separate the words, that can just pretty much be between one or the other. And this particular day, I'm not feeling perfect, but I'm feeling kind of in between. I'm feeling really good. So I just did in between those two words. And then as far as the exercise, I didn't do any yesterday. I'm filling out yesterday as well, by the way, because I was filming and doing YouTube stuff and I just didn't get a chance to. So on the 2nd, yeah, I was sore from the previous days working out, so I just skipped and gave myself a rest. And then today, I've actually been doing some cleaning and running around. And then I did a little bit of Pilates, but I'm going to come back to it. So I didn't actually record the time, and I'll probably do that tomorrow, so that clip will show. Now for my monthly affirmation. I'm just showing you that I'm actually reading it. I'm reading it aloud to myself and just staying accountable for that. And it really does work. I totally believe in affirmations. I love them. And I think everyone should have that as a habit. But okay, so for things to work on, this is kind of in relation to my affirmation. I mentioned that in my setup video. But the first thing that I'm writing about is that I don't always need to resolve things right away. Sometimes it is best to let things work themselves out and just take that time to breathe and get recentered. And that's in relation to nothing in particular, except it's a quality that I have that I don't necessarily like, and I don't think that benefits me. It keeps me very high stress rather than calm. So it's just like a reminder to myself. And another thing I wrote is just to pull inspiration from other people's creative processes to not feel alone in my passions, because I don't know anyone who has similar passions. So it's just like YouTube is a great platform for that, to find other people who have like interests and to use that so I don't feel alone. And then the last thing that I'm writing is that confidence in how you choose to carry yourself is the key to happiness and just how you feel about yourself. And that's something that I write down in pretty much every list that I write of things I need to work on. I really think this is a constructive spread to have, and I think it's good to look back over the months and get a feel for how you've grown. And if things keep repeating themselves, like the confidence one that I wrote, then that's a big indication that you're not happy with that and you need to make that a priority to consistently work on. So anyway, I kind of rambled on. Moving along the one line a day page, I'm writing in yesterday's as well. I actually wrote this in a notepad on my phone just so I wouldn't forget, so I just copied it from there. And I'm writing that Taylor Swift, I actually watched videos yesterday about Taylor Swift and her creative process, and I'm just writing how that really inspires me and that she's like an inspiration to me, one of the biggest ones anyway. And then for today, I'm writing that age 25, I'm 26 now, I just turned 26 a few days ago, but I'm writing that 25 was the beginning of me really becoming who I want to be and who I'm meant to be, and just getting to know myself a little bit better. And it's funny because you think you're there when you're a lot younger, at least in my case, and it turns out that I had a lot of growing to do. I don't know, I think 25 for me is like the age of knowing. But yeah, so moving on to the next page, this is my habit trackers, and there's no pattern here for which color that I use. I'm just pretty much randomly picking one up and then using the other so that it doesn't get too redundant and blur together. And the end result, I kind of want it to be like mix matched so that it just looks more appealing. But I'm just filling out all the habits that I remember taking care of the last couple days, because I didn't keep up on that for the first couple days. So I'm filling that in to the best of my knowledge, and if I cross any more more off today, then I'll just update that tomorrow because it still is pretty early in the day. The mood tracker I had already filled out on camera when I showed you guys an example of how I was going to be filling out this spread. So I just kind of left that alone, although I would have filled it out a little bit differently, but it's close enough and it's fine. But moving on to the next page, the spread that I set up in my last video, and I went into detail about why I set it up this way. And I'm just writing some notes for my personal life and also work, and then just like plans that I have in general. And then as far as the notes section, I'm taking some notes once again in my notepad on my phone, and then I'll probably copy a lot of them onto this page later on once they're kind of compiled in my phone at the end of the day. But as of now, I'm just going to keep that blank because like I said, it's pretty early. And that's it for the first day. So I'll return tomorrow. All right, now here we are on Monday, and it's a little bit weird like of a time, and it's pretty sunny out. So I moved in front of the window, so if it looks a little bit different or if it sounds a little bit different, it's just a different day, different vibe. I'm starting out with the daily log, and I'm keying in Father's Day. I couldn't remember which date, so I grabbed my phone and keyed it in from my calendar. And then I'm also adding that we're going to dinner with Kenny's parents tomorrow, so I'm just adding that into my daily log as well. And then for the wellness tracker, I'm keying in my time from yesterday that I worked out because I said I was going to do that and I remembered, and now I'm just marking off that I feel pretty decent today, about average. And then I zoomed in a little bit so I could show you exactly what I'm writing for the 4th. I really like this type of lighting in front of the window, so I think I'll keep my spot right here for filming. I'm writing in that I did about 15 minutes of Pilates, and I might add to that a little bit later. I'm showing you that I'm reading my monthly affirmation, just repeating it out loud to myself. I didn't have anything to add to the second half of the page, the things to work on. I pretty much covered that. I focused a lot on that yesterday. I just reread what I had written yesterday as just a refresher. And then for the one line a day, I'm writing that Kenny and I actually took compatibility tests and personality tests last night. And it was a lot of fun, and we were just like so excited about our results. It was from Similar Minds if you want to check out that site. And then moving on to the habit tracker, I'm just marking off all the habits that I did yesterday after I had filmed my bullet journal clip, also today so far, which of course I'll probably add to once again tomorrow because the day is still not over. It's only about 4:15. I just got home from work. And then moving on to the mood tracker, I think I might soon add in some, like just a sentence to sum up how I feel, like next to the bar in the graph. So we'll see. I'm kind of just thinking about that. And then moving on to the actual weekly spread, I'm writing my plans with Kenny for tonight in the Monday block, and then going back up to the to-do list and writing in just a couple things that popped up. Like I have to put in an order from Amazon, so I'm going to do that shortly. And then filming this video, of course, I'm just adding that in, and I might do a video spread as well coming up soon, and then just a couple other random things. And then moving over to the notes section, which I had mentioned in my last video that this is my favorite section in the weekly spread just because it's how I typically write in my journal, just kind of sporadic with little bullet points. I like having a lot of open space to write, so I'm just writing in some details about my business on Etsy where I sell journals. So I made 3 sales and I have to finish those up, so I'm just writing out the details for that. And then also Kenny and I are going to see the movie Hereditary, I think it's called, so I'm writing in that we have to like pick a date for that and set that up when that comes out. And then to follow up with the local farmers market that we went to, because I kind of want to sell my journals there, and I emailed them, I didn't hear back, so I just want to follow up and make a note to not forget that, because I almost did forget. That's it for today. It was pretty simple and straightforward, but I'm just flipping through to make sure I didn't leave anything out, and it looks pretty good to me. So closing it up, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay guys, so I'm speeding it up just a little bit because I feel like it might be getting a little bit redundant, so I'm just going to kick up the speed a little bit. It's actually been 3 days later. It's Friday when I'm filming this section, and that's just because I've been pretty busy. I didn't have a chance to sit down and film and to fill out my bullet journal. So I just kept some notes in my phone. That's what I do when I miss days. I keep a running list in my phone with the dates just to remind me what went on that night, and so I can have like a foundation to go off of for when I'm filling out my tracker. So I just wrote down the key things. You don't have to write down every single detail, but if you have just like enough to remind you. For example, on the 5th I walked Chaos, and I wanted to make sure to note that for my wellness tracker, but also because I can remember coming home and walking Chaos right away, and then we went out to dinner with Kenny's parents for the rest of the night. Like we spent a lot of time just catching up and talking and having fun. I'm flipping to the 1 line a day page. This is a little bit harder to go back in and fill out, so I definitely recommend keeping detailed notes on your phone, but just because I have been watching a lot of videos videos that kind of stimulate my mind and change my perspective a little bit. I've just been thinking about a lot of deeper stuff, so it was pretty easy for me to recall what was going on in my mind and then write a line in my journal about what that was or about that topic. And then the mood tracker was pretty straightforward. I haven't been feeling the greatest, but I've been feeling pretty good overall. Moving on to the most important spread of this clip, it's the weekly tracker, and I had a lot of highlights that I wanted to add in. And also you'll see in a second that I do a grocery list of my go-to groceries for now. So we went grocery shopping on Wednesday, and a big part of our night was cooking and prepping and shopping. So I just did a little go-to list in my notes, and I might refer to that for future grocery lists or to bring to the store with me so I know what to get and I can check it off. I've done that in the past. The highlights, I'm just writing that dinner was a lot of fun and that walk in chaos was nice. And then once that is done and caught up, I'm done with that clip, and then we can move on to the last clip of the week. Okay, now we're going to have some fun with my last entry of the week. This is Saturday morning, and I plan to do some free writing in my journal, which is the journal behind my bullet journal. So I'm going to do some free writing after I fill out my bullet journal, which I'm really excited for. Kind of want to make a habit of doing that each weekend, just coming up in the office and making a day of it. But I just quickly filled out my wellness tracker, and then I went to my 1 line a day page and filled out a line in there, which I basically just wrote that I would love to study energy or learn how to read energies. So I want to watch some videos on how to get better with that, because I just want to get more in tune with my spiritual side. And then moving on to my habit tracker, I'm just quickly filling in those blocks. You know the routine with that now. You can see how nice that page is coming together as I fill out the block. But the mood tracker is another quick one. And then going to my weekly spread, this is where it gets a little bit more detailed and fun. I'm just writing some random things. I've had so many thoughts in my head, so I'm just kind of spewing a lot of this out on the notes page. That's why I love this section so much, because when my mind is kind of crazy, then I can just kind of dump it on this page to maybe review those thoughts once again and expand on them at a later time. So I'm just writing once again some more about the energies, and then I'm writing that I am addicted to Italian ices. That's actually why I'm wearing this long sleeve flannel. I just had one before filming this clip and I was really cold, so I'm just putting that I'm finishing up this video, and then I plan to do a new batch of journals for my business. And then for the highlight, I'm just adding that Kenny and I made a wedding wall in our house, or at least we started one, just with our favorite picture from the wedding and then some of the decor from the wedding, and it just turned out so good. I'm so happy with it, so I added that to my highlights because that's an important one. And then I'm putting some plans for the future so that I can put that on my next weekly spread. And if you guys do want to see another one of these videos, then definitely let me know so I know that you guys want to see that and I can work on that. I said that I was going to fill out the rest of this note page with something that relates to the theme, like some kind of doodle or drawing, and that's what I'm doing here. So I just did these waves with a lot of color, and I feel like it pulled in really nicely with the rest of the spread. I didn't want to make it too busy because I did have quite a few notes there, and I might add some more later. But that's it for this very first video in the series, how I fill out my bullet journal for the week. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and got something out of it. I really am excited to hear your guys' feedback on this. Let me know what you thought of it in the comments. Give it a thumbs up if you did like it, and be sure to subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day or night, and I'll see you in my next video.